this quick start video for the Modelithics Complete Library for Cadence AWR Design Environment. In this quick start video, we'll go over several topics. First, we'll explain what is the Modelithics Complete Library. We'll also explain why Modelithics models are important. We'll discuss our Microwave Global Models, which represent Modelithics' unique approach to modeling, and will offer procedures and tips for using Modelithics models in a project. So what is the Modelithics Complete Library? The Modelithics Complete Library is Modelithics' premier product. It's a large collection of simulation models for both passive and active RF and microwave components. The Complete Library consists of various sub-libraries, such as the CLR library. The CLR library is a collection of capacitor, inductor, and resistor models. This library contains the Microwave Global Models that will be discussed later. The Complete Library also includes the NLT library, a collection of nonlinear transistor models, as well as the NLD library, a collection of nonlinear diode models. Also included is the SLC, or System Level Component Library. This library contains models for components like filters, amplifiers, attenuators, and more. The Complete Library also includes the Substrate library and the SPAR library. The Substrate library is a collection of substrate property definition blocks for various substrates, while the SPAR library is a collection of S-parameter file-based models. Another benefit of the Modelithics Complete Library is that it comes with various example projects that can help users get up and running with the models. Before elaborating further on the Complete Library, let's take a moment to discuss some other library options that Modelithics offers. First, there's the CLR library, which contains all of Modelithics' capacitor, inductor, and resistor models. Modelithics also offers the millimeter wave and 5G library, which is a collection of models that are validated to at least 30 GHz. Some of these models are validated all the way to 125 GHz. Then there's the single vendor sub-library. A single vendor sub-library gives you access to all of the models from one specific vendor. For example, let's say you're interested in using Coilcraft models. The Coilcraft single vendor sub-library would give you access to all of the Modelithics Coilcraft models. You may also want to take advantage of the Exemplar library. The Exemplar library is a representative subset of the Complete Library. It's intended to be an effective tool for evaluation and educational purposes. The Exemplar library is Modelithics' standard trial library. It includes all of the same example projects that come with the Complete Library. Finally, the Select Plus library is a smaller subset of all the models in the Complete Library. The Select Plus library can be downloaded for free from the Modelithics website. For more information on any of these, please contact sales@modelithics.com. So now, getting back to the Complete Library, we'll discuss Modelithics Microwave Global Models. Microwave Global Models are models for surface mount capacitors, inductors, and resistors. A single Microwave Global Model covers the full range of part values for a vendor component series. In addition to being part value scalable, Microwave Global Models scale with respect to substrates and solder pads, providing designers with a great deal of flexibility. These models allow for statistical simulations, discrete part value optimizations, and more. Of course, the Complete Library provides more than just passive component models. As mentioned, the Complete Library also contains both nonlinear transistor and nonlinear diode models. Models are available for various HEMT, MOSFET, and BJT transistors, among others. Models are also available for various PIN, Schottky, Varactor, and step recovery diodes. System-level component and S-parameter file-based models are also included in the Complete Library. The system-level component, or SLC library, contains linear and nonlinear models for system-level components like amplifiers, attenuators, filters, switches, and transformers. Many of these models are substrate scalable. It should also be pointed out that the amplifier models in this library are nonlinear behavioral models that allow for much more than just S-parameter simulations. The SPAR library contains S-parameter file-based models for components like amplifiers, filters, transformers, and more. SPAR models are more advanced than traditional S-parameter files, as many contain multiple S-parameter data files that correspond to different part values, substrates, or bias conditions. So now, we'll demonstrate how to use Modelithics models in AWR. In this demo, we'll explain how models are organized in the Element browser. We'll discuss model parameters like sim mode and pad mode, and we'll go over discrete parameters, which are a very useful feature. In the demo, we'll also show you how to access model datasheets within the AWR Design Environment. Model datasheets contain a model features box, a technical notes section, and much more. We'll also show you how to access the built-in example projects and application notes. Finally, we'll point you to the user manual and release notes, and we'll show you how to navigate our website to access a model list, relevant literature, and the support page. For this demo, we'll assume the Modelithics Complete Library is already installed and the license is properly configured. If you need assistance setting up your Modelithics license, please refer to our licensing video. So after you open the AWR Design Environment, you can load the Modelithics Complete Library by clicking Project, Process Library, Add Remove Library. After clicking Add, you can browse to see Program Files x86, AWR, Foundry, Modelithics. There, you'll find a Modelithics_library.ini file. Select that file and click OK. This procedure applies to both new and existing projects. There is another procedure you can follow to load the Modelithics Complete Library, but keep in mind that this procedure only applies to new projects. After starting a new project, click File, and then New with Library. If this is your first time loading the library, you'll need to select Browse, and then again go to C, Program Files x86, AWR, Foundry, Modelithics. Again, you'll find the Modelithics_library.ini file. Select that file, and you've loaded the library. Now, if you've already loaded the library into other projects, you can just click File, New with Library, and then Modelithics Library. You may need to select the version number if applicable. Remember that this procedure only applies to new projects. Once you've loaded the Modelithics Complete Library, you can access the Modelithics models in the Element browser. Under Circuit Elements, go down to Libraries. Open that up, and you should see the Modelithics library. After you open that, you can search for the Modelithics models either by part type or by vendor. When searching for models by part type, you can see the models organized into different categories, such as amplifiers, attenuators, capacitors, inductors, and so on. As an example, let's explore the capacitor models. Under capacitors, you'll see a list of different vendors like Murata, Presidio, Vishay, and many more. You can then browse through the different capacitor models from each of these vendors. Alternatively, you can search for models by vendor. When searching for models by vendor, you'll see a list of the many vendors represented in the Modelithics Complete Library. As an example, let's explore the mini-circuits models. Under mini-circuits, you'll see a list of different part types like amplifiers, filters, and splitters. You can then search for specific mini-circuits models by part type. So for example, if you're interested in mini-circuits filters, just open up the filters category to see the different models that are offered. To demonstrate further, let's look at the Presidio capacitor models. We'll select the 0603 UP part family. Modelithics offers a microwave global model for this part family. After selecting it, you'll see a list of models with capacitance values that correspond to the values of the capacitors within the 0603 UP part family. This particular part family covers a capacitance range of 0.1 to 100 picofarads. Note that each model in this list actually represents the same microwave global model for the Presidio 0603 UP part family. Remember that a single microwave global model covers the full range of part values for a vendor component series. After placing a model in the schematic, you can double-click it to see its parameters. The C parameter at the top lets you specify the capacitance. Alternatively, you can specify the capacitance via the C_discrete parameter. Here, you'll see a drop-down list that contains the actual vendor part values for the model. By default, this parameter is set to continuous, which means that the model's part value is set to the value of the C parameter. However, once you set the C_discrete parameter to an actual value, that value overrides the value of the C parameter. Of course, what we've discussed doesn't only apply to capacitor models. The same holds true for inductor and resistor models. So we'll select the microwave global model for the TDK MHQ 0402 PSA inductor series. You'll see the L_discrete parameter, which covers an inductance range of 0.4 to 22 nanohenries for this model. Now, we'll discuss sim mode and pad mode, which are two parameters you should be aware of. We'll start with sim mode. There are 4 different sim mode settings. When sim mode is equal to 0, the model functions as a full parasitic model. With sim mode 0, the model accounts for internal device parasitics as well as substrate and solder pad effects. This means that solder pads are included within the model. When sim mode is set to 1, the model simply functions as an ideal model. When sim mode is set to 1, device parasitics and substrate and solder pad effects are all removed from the model. Sim mode 2 is the no pad stacks mode. Sim mode 2 is similar to sim mode 0. However, the one difference is that with sim mode 2, solder pad effects are removed from the model. This allows you to simulate solder pads within an EM simulator. Sim mode 2 does account for device parasitics and substrate effects. Lastly, when sim mode is set to 3, the model functions as a simplified parasitic model. With sim mode 3, solder pad effects are again removed from the model. In addition, substrate effects are removed. However, the model still does account for internal device parasitics. Sim mode 3 may be useful for multi-layer applications as well as other scenarios. The pad mode setting controls how the solder pads render in the layout. Pad mode does not affect the simulation, only the layout. There are 3 different pad mode settings. When pad mode is set to 0, the model defaults to the sim mode setting. When pad mode is set to 1, the pads always render in the layout. And finally, when pad mode is set to 2, the pads never render in the layout. Every Modelithics model comes with its own datasheet, which can be accessed by clicking the Vendor Help button. Here, you can see a Model Features box, which shows the validated frequency range and other information. Scroll down to find a Technical Notes section which tells you how measurements were made and more. And scroll further down and you'll find modeled and measured data plots for different part values using different substrates. As mentioned earlier, the Modelithics Complete Library comes with various example projects. These are located in the C, Modelithics, Examples for AWR folder. The example projects are organized by library. In addition, you'll see an App Notes folder that contains various application notes. Many of these also have an associated project. Also located in the C Modelithics folder is the documentation folder. There you'll find the user manual and the latest release notes. Finally, you can visit the support page on our website where you can review frequently asked questions and more. You can also see a list of all models on the Cadence AWR page within the MVP section of the website. And don't forget to check out the literature section where you can find application notes, published articles, white papers, and more. Well, we hope you enjoyed this quick start video. Please let us know if you have questions or need assistance.